On the second night of a back-to-back, the Raptors had their chances, but eventually fall to the New York Knicks. 102-96 is your final. Raptors record now 21-33 on the season. Hello, everyone, and welcome inside Raptors Night Cap. Randy Urban alongside Sherman Hamilton, Paul Jones, and Leo Rautins. Jonesy, I'm going to start with you. It's a tough way to lose. You know, I know games aren't won and lost on one possession generally, but you know, Raps have the ball down 2 in transition, can't convert. Heartbreaking for them and for their fans.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job in the double team and the trap and getting the steal. And then they pushed the ball up the court. I thought Kyle Lowry did a nice job head-manning it to a guy who's a good decision maker in Pascal. I just think there might have been a little bit of indecisiveness with Pascal. Do I take it all the way? Do I be unselfish and head-man it to a guy who's in the corner for an open three? And just that, to me, just that little bit of indecisiveness, because he picked it up and he was ready to make the pass and he thought, no, I can take it. And that's where you got the violation. But look, I thought they did a great job being down 18 and fighting back. I thought Malachi Flynn was really good. They had a lineup on that with each other at the start of the fourth quarter that wasn't that familiar. I mean, it was like, hello, my name is on the tag, right? Khem Birch, Freddie Gillespie, Malachi Flynn. Oh, we welcome Kyle Lowry back. Oh, Utah's here, or Rodney Hood. And they were kind of looking for stuff. They had that lineup on at the end of the first quarter as well. I thought they did a really nice job in that fourth quarter to start it off. The turnover, though, Randy, was unfortunate at the end of the game.
Yeah, and Sherm, just going back to that lineup, you know, I think it was a good decision to leave Malachi out there. I thought he was playing really well in the fourth quarter when they brought Kyle back, and he just missed a couple of tough shots. He was open. I mean, you live with those, right?
Oh, absolutely. You want the young man to be able to make decisions, make plays, let him play through a few mistakes, which Nick Nurse did. He got caught up on some trying to sneak through some double teams in the pick and roll and turn the ball over, but Nick allowed him to play. And I think, you know, as much as the Raptors are trying to push for the playoffs, they're also still trying to develop this young man and give him the reps that are going to help him grow, especially when Fred's not in the lineup, right? So I totally agree with Nick Nurse, leaving him out there, letting him play through some stuff. And especially in that stretch that Jonesy talked about, he was the leader. He was the guy who was making plays and stirring the drink and making everybody around him better. So that's how you develop. On-the-job training. That's how young players really get good. And I think he did a good job with his opportunity again tonight.
Leo, you were talking to us before we started this recording, and you're saying this game had everything, and it really did. It was just all over the map, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bad game, a good game, a rain delay. You had it was a defensive game. It became an offensive game. You had all kinds of stuff going on. But I want to go back to that play Paul was talking about when Pascal got the ball. There was a great play. I know Sherman and Alvin talked about it, and I mentioned it during the broadcast. I mean, Reggie Bullock did a great job of sprinting back. This is how important one possession can be in the NBA. Never giving up on a play. I mean, that was a turnover, clear advantage for the Raptors. Bullock sprinted down the floor. And when Pascal got the ball, he saw Gary Trent. He turns, right? And as he's looking potentially past, that's when Bullock is right there. So now you can't do it. And then he comes back this way. That was the difference, right? Bullock showing up was the difference in my mind of Raptors, costing the Raptors the game because of sprinting and hustling. So, I think for all players to realize that you just never give up on plays. You never, the littlest plays like that. And that's what this guy does for New York, right? He's a role guy that's going to come in. He'll get you a couple of buckets, but he's going to be working his tail off at the defensive end. And a play like that wins them the game.
And Leo, would you expect anything different from a Tom Thibodeau team, right?
Exactly.
He's all about the defense, the transition defense, get back, not giving up on a play. And I mean, I look at a kid like Elfrid Payton, who's playing well under him.
He always plays well against the Raptors too.
I look at RJ Barrett, how I think he's benefited from, kind of the old school approach from Tom Thibodeau and some of these guys, Julius Randle. To me, it's no secret because of the way Tibbs is and the expectations he has for his team and the way he pushes them. And it's crazy to think in Chicago he was fired for playing his guys too much. I mean, the bench police, the minutes police were on the guy. Hey man, I'm playing my best players to try and win. So you're right about Bullock, Leo, and Sherm, you guys talking about it, but that comes along with the expectations from the coach.
And Sherm, it's hard not to think about, a missed opportunity for the Raptors because, Chicago lost, you're playing the Knicks, you're battling them, you could possibly play them in a play-in game. But there was some good stuff here, especially in that run. The Raptors got down 18 there in the third quarter. They go on something like a 39-17 run. And you got some nice plays from a lot of different players. Flynn, Boucher, Trent again. Lots to look forward to, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Watanabe, I thought, had some good minutes out there as well. It's good to see Rodney Hood make a shot or two. But I just think that what we're seeing is the collection of guys that were getting the opportunities are now starting to get healthy and comfortable. Gary Trent Jr., as you mentioned, showed up again in a big way. And I think that what we're seeing is with a full roster and these guys playing at this level around that full roster, this is a different looking team. I mean, you put Freddie back in the mix, and Pascal, to me, missing that game set him back at least a half or three quarters in this game. And then I think, you get Pascal playing the way he does, Kyle playing the way he can, and you get a Freddie VanVleet back into the mix. All of a sudden now these other guys have built up confidence and they can play at the level that they're going to need to play at to support the main guys. So there's some positivity. There's a lot of growth in these guys. And I like the energy most of all that those guys are playing with. They might not make the right play every time, but they're going hard on both sides of the basketball. And that's all you can ask for if you're Nick Nurse.
Leo, it was really settling to have Kyle back out there. Just seeing him out there, you feel good as a fan. And I'm sure the coaches and players feel that. But also, it was settling to see Khem Birch out there. I thought he was super solid. How do you assess his performance?
I really like Khem Birch. I thought, hey, first time out with a new team, and trying to figure everything out. I thought he did a really good thing, a good job. I mean, you got to remember, he's a veteran player. His forte is defensive rebounding, and he just knows where to go defensively. He knows when to come up on a shooter. He knows when to hang back on a screen. He knows when to go with the roll guy. If he's not blocking a shot, he's contesting a shot. He set some really good screens out there too, offensively for a guy that really doesn't know what's going on yet. Everybody says the same thing about him. He's all about the team. He's a team first guy, will do anything it takes to win. So I think that he's going to be a real solid addition to this team. And it's not going to take him that long, especially with the way he plays the game, to get comfortable.
Jonesy, was there anyone specific, maybe a role player that was, impressed you tonight?
No, as Leo said, I like what Khem did. I thought Malachi was big, as I talked about in the fourth quarter. And again, 9 of 17. Gary Trent, after a slow start, kind of got it going again. And I think he's going to be a really solid offensive option, a really solid offensive weapon for the Raptors. He makes good decisions. We saw a couple times tonight where he didn't have the shot, but he was able to get to the basket and use his size and strength over a player that was, his size or smaller and score. So those were the things that got to me. We talk about the continuing improvement of Malachi. I'm looking forward to Khem Birch being able to help the Raptors, especially in the rebounding department. And again, Gary Trent continuing to emerge.
Sherman, you mentioned Watanabe, and he seems to be getting better every game. His ankle injury seems to be behind him. When you look at him, when you look at his game, his skill set, where do you think, what kind of player do you think he can become?
Well, he's an energy guy. So I think when you're playing with an energy guy, what you need is guys around him on the floor that can make plays, that he can relieve pressure because of his movement. And when the Raptors have a full lineup, I think he's a great fifth guy with starting unit guys, because he doesn't need the ball. He's going to cut, he's going to rebound, he's going to defend, he's going to play with energy. But even in a game like this, we saw him come out looking for a shot, and he made a couple shots early from the three-point line, which I like to see. And then he just continues to give you what he gives you. So, in terms of a ceiling for him, I don't really know what his ceiling is, because, there's a skill stuff that he needs to work on. But from an energy, a movement, and the ability to contribute offensively, he can add a lot to this team if he's healthy and he continues to stay healthy and he's got the players that he needs around him. You don't want him on the floor with too many of the second unit guys, because who's going to really figure it out? You need guys that are going to attract a second defender, guys that are going to take a lot of attention away from him. And that's when I think he can be at his best, as that other guy just creating havoc on both ends.
Leo, we got under 2 minutes to go in the show, but I want you to tell the viewers a little bit more about when you were playing in Manila. You mentioned this on the broadcast. You were literally like running around soaked towels. Is that true?
Okay, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if I can do this quickly, okay, but we're playing for fifth place in the world. We're playing the United States. There's monsoon. We took a bus up the stairs of the Coliseum, put a board down so you wouldn't get your sneakers wet just to go into the arena. 32,000 seat arena. So we're playing a game. I score our last 2 buckets. Now we have the ball to beat the United States, okay? And one of the guys is trying to talk to me in the huddle. Jack Downey's saying, leave him alone, leave him alone. He's trying to talk to me in the huddle. Jack's, leave him alone, leave him alone. We get on the court, the place for me to take it and score. I get to half court. My feet go up in the air. The ball goes up in the air. I land on my back. And as I'm laying on my back, the best shooter in the United States caught the ball. And I'm watching the ball go over my head. Swish. We lose for 5th place in the world. I was standing in a puddle during a timeout.
That is crazy.
So that's my Manila rain story.
That is a great story. Jones, you got anything to top that under 30 seconds?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Sure, you got something.
I got some stories, but we don't have time for that.
They're off color anyway, so.
When we stop the recording, we'll talk.
You know
about
me
it.
well, Leo. You know me well.
All right, guys. I appreciate you doing this as always. Next game for the Raptors, Tuesday night. They got to get that one. It's another back-to-back. They got the Hawks, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you then. Appreciate you doing this.
Thanks for watching. You can click to watch our last episode or to subscribe to the Toronto Raptors YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode.